Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome Friday, maybe getting out a little bit before the sun goes down. And what we're actually going to be doing tonight is order of operations. So usually I say, hey, this is the live for you if you're going after the GED, the ASVAB, the Accuplacer, maybe SAT, ACT. Basically, if you're taking math, you need to be here at this live, right? So I'm not even going to break it up into small little different types of assessments. We're actually going to get down to the nitty gritty because this is that foundation of mathematics. Everything has an order. We do not want to put our drawers on the outside of our clothing. I don't care if it's fashion. It's trash. Okay? Put your drawers on the inside. Okay? So, in order for us to do this, we are looking at the order and the particular order of how to simplify an expression. And sometimes it can help us solve equations as well. So, as you guys are coming on in, you can go ahead and tap away. Then, I'm going to really just hit hard on the nitty of the gritty. So, order of operations, we have, especially here in the States, we have what's called PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, okay? If you have an Aunt Sally, excuse her, okay? If not, I don't know what you're going to do with her. But that stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. There are many platforms on here, sometimes later at night, that I always see people talking about order of operation. And they're saying, hey, is the answer negative 16 or 1? And the person will be going back and forth. And people will say, oh, it's 1. No, it's 16. Oh, it's 1. No, it's negative 16. So now you can actually be a pro at this after this live. So the way that you address it, I just had to put it like this so I can put the words next to it. But this is the actual operation. You have your parentheses, that's the first thing that happens. Then you have your exponents. But this is the part that always screw a lot of people up. We know that it's multiplication or division, okay? But it all depends, this is the key part, on from left to right. That's the part that screws everybody, okay? Huge mistake. Huge. Because even if you look at any of those assessments, they will always have one of the answers to be when you don't put it from left to right. If you're just like, oh, okay, I understand the division, and then multiplication was the first thing to come when you look from left to right, and you do the division first instead of the multiplication, that answer is going to be one of the answer choices. And it's going to be WRONG. Wrong. Okay? So that's why we always have to take our time. Okay? So same thing is happening when we're looking at addition and subtraction. From addition to subtraction, again, from left to right. That is the key. That is the component. That is what we really should be looking for. Okay? So that whole additive of the left to right, that is what's going to have you be able to answer a lot of those questions correctly. And what we're going to do tonight, maybe for an hour, okay? Maybe not. We're going to be breaking these things down step by step. So right now we have 344 of us inside this live. I live 351 and slowly climbing. So right now I need for us to at least have 1,000 likes before we get started with our lesson. So go ahead. Don't be selfish with your taps. Tap away. Because guess what? That's how you guys got here. Okay, you guys got here because other people tapped and it brought you on to the FYP. So if we want this algorithm to show that, hey, you are an actual person, you can actually hit that orange heart that's right next to my name. At the same time, I'm going to need for you guys to do like a mad tap. Thanks, user, for the follow. And if this is your first time coming in here, well, welcome. All right, this is a platform where I like to break down math concepts step by step. If you are already an expert on it, hey, you're welcome to sit, listen, not a problem. But do not be frustrated because I'm constantly talking and stepping things or breaking down things step by step, because that's just how I do things. All right. So as you guys coming on here, hello, Madeline, first timer, welcome in. Okay, we got Billy following the host. Thank you. User 2969. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. Okay, you've seen enough show. You've seen enough? Okay, that's great. All right. Okay, so let's get it going. There we are. Thank you so much. All right, so our first one. And then also, please and thank yous are definitely a requirement over here. If that's too much for you, hey, that's fine. You can move on, look at some videos of some cats doing crazy cat stuff. All right, so here we are with the first one. So we have 14 plus 18 divided by 2 times 18 minus 7. Okay. First thing we have to do, 1 is your P, the parentheses. So inside the parentheses, all we have is an 18. So there's nothing to combine. So that's off the list. Next is your E's, your exponents. We do not have any superscripts of 2's, any exponents whatsoever up top. So we can scratch that off. The next thing we're doing is multiplication or division from left to right. So if I'm starting here on the left-hand side, okay, we got addition. Now we got division. So we are not multiplying 2 and 18 because that's not the first of the 2. The first of the 2 that we see is 18 divided by 2. Okay, that's why that whole thing of left to right is vital. So 18 divided by 2, that gives us our 9. So if I bring everything down, my 14 plus, okay, we have our multiplication of the 18 minus 7. So now, next thing we know, we have addition, we have multiplication, and we have subtraction. So we're still from the left to right with the multiplication and division. But this time, we got our 9 times our 18. So 9 times 18, that will give us our 2 carryover, so 162. Then we bring down the plus. We bring down the 14, we bring down the minus 7. Okay? So now, we took care of the parentheses, we took care of the exponents, we took care of multiplying and dividing from left to right. Now we got to do the addition and subtraction from left to right. So that means, starting from the left, we have our 14 plus our 162. Okay, so we are just adding 14 to this. So this gives me my 6, this gives me my 7, and that's 176. Okay, now bringing down the minus 7. So all we have to do is subtract 7 from the 176. That will give us our 169. That is our answer. That's how you do order of operations. Okay? That's how we're doing order of operations. Is this on the ASVAB? It's on every blessed test known to man that deals with math. To put it so lovingly, right? Okay, it's all on that. Okay, let me see. Okay. Oh, I love that, Billy. If you don't like math, you can't love money, right? Thanks, Patty. Appreciate it. Okay. So, yes, thank you, Billy. All right. Okay, see the corner notes? Sure. Okay, so we're coming over with the corner notes. Let's see if I can slide it over just a hair more. Okay, so you can take a nice little green screenshot. No problem. Elisa, how are you? Hottie Ice, thank you so much for coming back. All right. Please do what with variables? That is going to be like my advanced ones. So these are just going to be with the basic ones. Okay? Just for tonight, it's going to be with the basic ones. Okay, so you need help with algebra. Hello, Michael. How are you? All right, let's get with another question. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, so... So 10 minus 9 times 24 plus 8 times 6. Okay, no problem, Jeanette. My 5th graders finally understand this week. I have them use highlighters to highlight each step. There you go, always right, good. Okay, hey Janice, how are you? Okay, so going back to the beginning, 1, parentheses. Okay, we look inside the parentheses, all we have is just a whole number of 24 and 6, so that's X'd off. We don't have any exponents, okay, so we don't have to worry about any superscript numbers, that's off. Now, we got multiplication or division from left to right, okay? So, from left to right, that means we have this negative 9, if you want to say that, times the 24. So, if we do our negative 9 times the 24, 4 and 9 is 36, so we have our 6, carry that 3. So 9 times 2 is 18 plus that 3 gives me my 21. Bring that negative, and I'm going to bring down the 10. But you're probably saying, hey, Audrey, well, couldn't you just already do the 8 and the 6? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So I'm going to bring down my plus sign. So 8 times 6, that gives me my 48. All right, so we took care of, because there's no division, so we took care of the parenthesis, took care of the exponent, took care of multiplication. There wasn't any division, so that's gone. Now we're looking at addition or subtraction from left to right. I know, I sound like I'm going crazy, but I have to do it that way, right? So, if we're taking our 10... minus our 216. So that's going to give me a negative 206. Bringing down my plus 48. Right? So then, then we're going to add our 48 to that mix. And what do we get? A negative 206 minus 48. Yeah. Combine those. And we get a negative 1 58. Okay. All right. How are we feeling? Yes, Hadi. Yes. Hey, Mama. Yes. Chubani. Okay. Addicted to success. Hello. How are you? Okay. Good. All right. Mac P. Ah, but see, here you go. Who says that? May? Remember, we got to go from left to right. Subtraction comes before addition. Okay, that's the piece that gets everyone. All right, that gets each and every one of you guys. All right, so especially with the multiplication, division, the addition, subtraction, you always go from left to right. We always miss that piece. And then you're like, well, my answer should be this. Yeah, okay. All right, can you join? No, I do not have others on my platform. Okay, hey, Mia. Okay, do I tutor Algebra 2? Yes, I do. Make sure you hit that Service Plus button at the very bottom of your screens. And if you need tutoring, I'm available 7 days a week. So make sure you put your plots in. I tutor students all over the US of A. And last time I checked, well, I had a couple graduated a couple years ago. One from Nairobi, Kenya, and one from Cairo, Egypt. But I'm all throughout the U.S., regardless if you're West Coast, East Coast, or Midwest. Okay? All right. Thanks for the follow. Hello, hello. Not a problem. All right. Let's do another one because we need you to get this education. Okay? These are the things that holds you back. So let's do this. Let me step up my game a little bit. Probably saying, Audrey, that looks like a phone number. It's not. It is not. Okay. Okay. Hey, Big Al. You're not super late. We just start at 6. It's fine. All right, so I'm seeing some answers. I've got a couple people with 80s, got people with 69 plus 9. Okay, I got people with 80s, I got 60 plus 20. I got an 83, I got an 80, an 80, an 80. Okay. Okay, got an 89, got an 80, got a 58, got an 80, an 81. Okay, very interesting range of numbers, guys. Very interesting range. Okay, we got a 50 plus 20, an 80, a 98, a 70. Okay, an 80, a 63 plus 20, an 80, an 83. Okay, an 80, 60. Wait, okay. Got an 80, an 80. Got an 83. I got a person freaking out saying it's 80. Allie's like, it's 80. All right, let's take a look. First, parentheses. So here's my thing. You got 2 sets of parentheses here. So I'm going to cover up one because we know that's the easiest one. So I'm going to work on this one. So inside of this parenthesis, I have an exponent. So that's the first thing I should tackle. Even though we said P is parentheses, we are working inside of that parenthesis. The next part is the E, so we're dealing with 3 squared. Now, 3 squared is not 6. Stop it. Okay? So 3 squared. So it's not a negative 3 because that minus sign is not enclosed inside of a parenthesis. It's just the 3 that's being squared. So yes, Big Al, yes. Agnes, yes. William, yes. Rachel. It's going to be 9. And I think someone else said it earlier too. And Mia said it. Mira said it. Okay, we got our 9. All right. So now we're still inside of this parenthesis. So we need to go from left to right. We don't have any multiplication nor division, but we are inside of this world of addition and subtraction. So we have to go from left to right. So 10 plus 59, that gives us 69. Keep it clean, minus 9. So now that 69 minus 9, that's where some people were saying the 60 is. Okay, so we took care of this parenthesis. Now, sliding over. We have our plus sign in between. That plus sign is going to be dropped, and I'm going to drop it right here. So now this parenthesis. 24 minus 4. I have $24. I spent 4. That means I have $20. And I'm going to bring that down here. Reason why I'm bringing it all the way down here is so it can match up evenly with my 60. And then 60 plus 20, that's where the 80 is coming from. Okay? I can tell right away a lot of people wrote 6 instead of 9 here based off of some of the answers. Or some just guessed. All right. Okay. Step by step, guys. Step by step. All right. Yep. Thank you. Because this negative is not attached to the 3. It is not enclosed inside of a parenthesis. So this is not going to be a positive 9. It's going to be a negative 9. All right. So 3 squared. 3 squared is 3 times 3. This is the base. That's the exponent. The exponent is telling you how many times you're multiplying this base to itself. So we're multiplying it 2 times. 3 times 3 gives me 9. Okay. All right. Why did I use subtraction before addition? Because we have to go from left to right. It's 10 plus 59. That gives you the 69. 69 minus 9 gives you the 60. All right. Then we have the 60 plus the 20 from the 24 minus 4. That's where you get the 80. So this is why a lot of us, for the previous question, again, from left to right. So 10 minus 216 gives me a negative 206, right? You owe me $216. You gave me $10. You still owe me $206. Give me my money. All right? Brought down the plus 48 from left to right. Negative 206 plus 48. When the signs are opposites, you're really subtracting and you're keeping the sign of the larger number. Think about it. You owe me $206. This time you paid me $48, but you still owe me $158. Okay? So I'm not using variables this one. If you want that, that is going to be through the advanced, the deep dives that I do on the weekends. All right, let's try another one. Okay, so I'm looking at 9.2K. There's 769 people here. Go ahead and tap away. Now, if you want to support a tutor, hey, let's see if we can hit that Cash App. That would be lovely. Because we all know that TikTok gifts do not help pay for anything. This takes time. It takes effort. So if you can, that will be amazing. It's ACG Math 13. If you do want to donate, you can donate $1. I will be perfectly fine with that. All right. Also, if you're here and you're just like, I would love to sit here and wait, or I would like to get more, you can, if you want, come here. Go here, type in this, do a search, okay? See if you can do these 5 things. You will actually see a playlist that says TikTok Lives. You will see a list of all my lives since February the 2nd. So it hits on everything linear. That's slope, equation of the line, point slope, okay, parallel and perpendicular lines. It includes adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, fractions, decimals, exponents if you need more practice with that. It helps with adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, polynomials, factoring, anything that is going to be on that GED, ASVAB, any kind of high school equivalency test, even the electrician's apprentice test, the IBEW, just the algebra part. Anything that's with the acuplacer, that's going to be in there. Sometimes there's some trig in there. There is also the law of sines, the law of cosines, almost a little bit of sampler of everything. So if you want to, you can go there. You can come here. And if you want to, go ahead and subscribe. It's a free subscription. Like, comment, share it. You know, you never know. There might be someone that's looking for a little extra assistance. Okay, so if that is your thing, that will be awesome. Tease test as well. Yes, anything that has to deal with algebra, it's in there. It's in there. It's all bolted together. Okay. It's minus, not negative. Minus and negatives, they do interactions together. Yep. Statistics, only the basic of the statistics. So anything with like the measures of central tendencies, so that's your mean, median, and mode. Anything that has to deal with probability, that's in there. Combination and permutation. I think I did standard deviation, and it's like as much as I did, that was the farthest that I went. Okay, because there's not too much standard deviation when it comes to the exams that I've mentioned. Okay, so let's go. All right, Mia, thank you so much for your gift. I greatly appreciate it with the Cash App gift. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. All right. Okay. Not a problem. I'm taking my very first pre-ACT 8-9. Any tips? Okay, your pre-SAT. Oh, your pre-SAT. Oh, they're doing for 8 and 9. Oh, yeah, they are doing 8 and 9s. Okay, any tips? Get some rest, and just remember, you haven't covered everything. You just started in the. This is why I always hate these PSAT things, because you haven't learned everything yet. So it's like you're taking a test on something that you haven't finished a whole year to test on. So breathe. Just do the best you can. It's not going to make or break you. You'll be fine. Okay? Because you haven't learned everything. It's still the school year. I know. That's the one thing crazy me. All right. So Billy, we got 504. Allie, we got 218 with a question mark. Addicted to success. How are you? Saying 218. Okay, we got some sharing. Oh, Alex switched over to the 218. Okay. Okay, Agnes is saying 15 plus 164. Okay. Chobani is saying 176. Chris is with the 218. Hadi I say 170. Don is 284. Nicholas 130. Good. Big Al's like 130. Mia is saying 11 times 14 plus 64. Okay. Sherpa is saying that's why I had to go through it. It's 216. Nizzard Nice. Got an 89. How? Okay. So we got a 216. I got you. Squirrel. Squirrel. Saying 229. Uninfluenced with 218. Janice 218. Ms. Kanika. Was it Kanika? Kanika, I want to think. It said 218. Ruby Gem, how are you? Welcome back. 218. Okay, Meg Gala, 218. 218. Go for 218. 240. Yes, 240. Okay. 240. 176 with Coco. Okay, 240. 218. Parentheses first. 170. 240s. Okay. Let's get this going. All right. So, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now, if by chance, I have to say this, give me a moment. If I'm insulting those of my international peeps, because I know some of you guys know it more as this, okay? So, if you're in the U.S., we're so used to PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. But if we're going international, okay, usually we do our brackets. Then you have your others, your division, multiplication, addition, then subtraction. Very similar, but you may not be familiar with PEMDAS, okay? But this is exactly what you're doing. Very similar, okay? So let's take a glance. Don't want to insult. So from inside the parenthesis, let's start from left to right. So we have 19 minus 8. So inside of this parenthesis, we have 11. Okay. Inside of this parenthesis, we have 10 plus 4. That gives me 14. Okay. So we did everything inside the parenthesis. The next part is our exponent. So 8 to the second power. This does not mean 8 times 2. Stop it. Guys, the 2 is not the same size as the 8. Okay? It's not the same size. There's a reason why. Okay? This is your base. This is your exponent. The exponent's job is to tell the base how many times it should be multiplying itself. So you are multiplying that 8 to the second power. This is what it means. 8 times 8, not 8 plus 8. That is your 64. Okay? Just by looking at some of your answers, I knew some of you guys did it that way. All right? So now we need 11 times my 14. Okay? From left to right, we have multiplication. Okay? Sometimes the multiplication in the old exams, I can't believe it that some people are still using X's for multiplication. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Okay, we either use a dot or parentheses, okay, to represent our multiplication, or brackets. So we have this multiplication. 11 times that 14, switching my pens, we have our 154. Bringing down our plus, 64. Okay, so we have our 154 plus that 64. That gives us our magical 218. Okay, is it becoming clearer? Okay. Yes, it's not 16. It's not 16. That 2 is a superscript for a reason. Okay, super up. Think about Superman flying through the air. Okay, superscript is up top, subscript is down below. So that's why that superscript is there. That's your exponent. Okay? All right, what book is this? This is my personal notebook that I designed originally for my tutoring kids because they don't know how to take notes. So what I did was I basically designed it that they have the name of the topic, obviously the date on the side, give them a mood tracker, how they felt before the lesson, how they feel during the lesson, and how they feel after the lesson. This is great for homeschool parents as well as teachers. So you can get a good idea of who's having a really good day, who's having a bad day, who's feeling meh. All right. Also gives you an idea for the formula, and also they can write their steps. So I've done this with other assignments, other things, like saying here was like graphing the equation of a line. I had some of my formulas, then I had some of the steps, what they need to take. And they can use that. So when it's time for them to do, say, their homeworks, when it's time for them to look at information, when they're not in school. Okay, how many times have you parents said, why do these teachers keep bringing this homework home knowing that I can't help my child? So this is the reason why I have this. And then in addition to it, I have these resource pages. So if you're not strong with knowing your factors, I have factors from 1 all the way to 200 in the back of this book. So that helps with breaking down radicals, it helps with getting your factors, figuring out your lowest common multiple, your greatest common factors, as well as what are the words and terms, inequalities. We just talked about order of operations and exponents. Then a little bit with the linear and the quadratics. Then fraction operations, that's that reminder, decimal operations. So a lot of other speed tests, graphing linear inequalities, system of inequalities, system of equations, looking at Pythagorean theorem. So all this is just a great reminder of how to do things. This particular book, if you ever want to order it, this is designed for Algebra and Algebra 1 students. So it hits all those basic concepts. I do have a book for Algebra 2 and pre-calculus. And if you want to purchase them, hey, good thing. I am having a book sale. And all of my books are worth $10.29, and that's just for the month of September. So if you want to, go ahead and take a screenshot. This is where you can purchase it with that sale price. So my book's by Audrey Codner. Now, here's the other thing. Yes, it is on the A, and the A is, the brown box with the smile on it, but it does not have that discounted price. Okay, so I'm going to take this away in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so again, this is basically what's happening in the month of September. Okay, all right. Thanks for asking. Yes, but we can't say the A. Yes, they are on the A, but it's not at that discounted price. On the A, it's like $22.97. Okay, so if you want me to, Aries, if you want me to, that's weird. Okay, so you can do this again, Aries, so you can get that. And it's just for the, thank you, Ms. Williams, appreciate it. Okay, anything, got it? Yes, all right, good. So the name is the Ultimate Math Notebook. Okay, the Ultimate Math Notebook. So also you can use my name, Audrey Codner, if you want to do like a quick search as well. Okay. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's do a couple more since we're on the roll. Okay, let me zoom back up. Whoops. All right. Oh, your grandmother helping your baby boy? That's awesome. Doing high school diploma. Yes, need some help with this math. Welcome in, Aries. That's it. Way to go after it. That's it. Go after it so you get some more opportunities. That's all it is. We got to play their game, so let's succeed. Okay. For the GED class, for my courses is $147. Okay, and that price is going to go up in August. Not August. Huh? Yeah, okay. October. And it's going to go up to $197. So if you guys need any private tutoring, okay, if you want any of the courses is 107 videos. It's a lot of stuff for $147. Plus you get practice sheets and you also get quizzes. So I do have courses for GED, ASVAB, AccuPlacer, and people for T's. You're going to want to go with the foundations to algebra because it gives you a little more statistics than everyone else because that's what you guys have. Okay. All right. Again, you can go here, and key thing is that link. Bam. Since I can't say that. Okay. I know. I feel like I have to like be in all kinds of restrictions. All right. Yep. Okay. So one person's giving me a C of the 233s. Taj is giving me a 233. Okay. Janice is giving me a 233. All right. So if you're looking for a tutor, okay, please let me know. Go ahead and message me. You can hit that Service Plus button at the bottom and you can send me a direct message or actually an email. Okay, so we got Jess. Hey, Jess, welcome back. Do I do geometry? I do for tutoring. Okay, not for the course. Okay, addicted, you're saying 233. Jess is saying 293. Yo. All right. Oh, okay. And by one. Can I am by one? Okay. Okay. Yes, this is definitely algebra. This is definitely algebra. All right. Thank you so much for the love. Okay, arithmetic reasoning. Yes, those are the word problems. A lot of the word problems, especially if you're trying to get for the ASVAB. A lot of it is there. Okay, again, if you want to support a tutor, go ahead and hit that Cash App, ACG Math Tutor or ACG Math 13. That would be lovely. Okay, yep. Because also this weekend, Saturday will be my GED deep dive. And what I do with my deep dives, I basically, and again, it's like a $5 entry, and we're there for like an hour and 15 minutes. And I go deep dive into like word problems. The same thing with the ASVAB. ASVAB, yours is on Sunday. I think it's 11 o'clock. I have to look at my thing again. 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock, one of the two. No, 11 o'clock, because 1 o'clock is college algebra. So if anyone in college algebra that needs assistance, available at 1 o'clock on Sunday. ASVAT, if you need assistance, 11 o'clock on Sunday, a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Saturday, it will be at 10:30 a.m. for GED that want to go into the deep dive. And they will be events that I'm going to put up. All right. Jordan Squared, how are you? Okay. So I'm going to put the events up tonight because I figured the whole thing, and I have to see who signed up for subscriptions because you guys are getting, you're getting your free deep dives. Okay, let's take a look. So I'm going to shrink this down just a hair. And remember, it is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally from left to right. Okay? So, first thing that we need to do is the parentheses. So we need to take a look inside here. We have a dot. A dot means multiplication. Okay, so that means we have our 12 times 6 because we're going from left to right. But inside here, you're like, well, wait, Audrey, we have an exponent. We should do that first. Yes, that's what you should do first. So 4 to the second power is not 8. It is 16. Okay? It's not going to be a plus because this minus sign here is not engulfed in a parenthesis. It's not enclosed. So it's not a -4. It's just the 4 that's being raised to the second power. Minus sign comes down. But then we have our 12 times 6. So that gives us our 72. And it's still inside this lovely bracket. Why is it still enclosed inside of a bracket? Okay. Why is it enclosed? Hey, Shaq. Okay. Okay. So, Shawnee, you just got here, so obviously you're not going to know what's going on. Just relax and let's take a look. Okay. Because we're not finished. But why is it in brackets? Yes, beautifully divine. Thank you. Because you're still have a 4 outside here. That means whatever we get inside here, we have to multiply it by 4. Okay? Yes, it's going to be the order of operation. Yes, there you go, Jess. We have to multiply by 4. Okay? We don't have to distribute yet. There's so many people that are like, oh, okay, you can split it up, you can distribute. No, you do what's inside the bracket. The brackets also are close to parentheses. So we are going to have that 72 minus the 16. So when we tackle that, we're going to get our 56, and that's still engulfed inside the brackets because we got our 4 there and our plus 9. So now what we need to do, we took care of the parentheses, okay, because all we have is a single number inside the bracket. We took care of the exponent early on. So now we're doing multiplication or division from left to right. Well, we have this multiplication right here. So we need to take that 56 and times it by 4. So that gives me my 4, carry the 2, so that'll be 224. Bring down the plus 9. So now all we have to do is add 9 to that. So that will give us our 233. Okay. I'm going to pause for questions. Hello, South Africa. How are you? I'm going to pause for questions. No, you cannot just add the 56 and the 9 because the 56 is inside the bracket. You have to multiply the 4 first before you add on to your 9. Okay. Math is fun. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for the subscription. Yep, that wasn't bad. But see, that's the thing. There are rules. Okay? Yes, fashion loves to break the rules because that's the whole point of fashion. You want to see how far you can get without being just going from classy to raunchy, right? You just get right there on the cusp. But here, when it comes to this, it's almost like making spaghetti. Please don't do what some of these people on this app does. Cook your noodles, all right? Yeah, just put the raw noodles and then the sauce and the cheese and then boom, it's a miracle. No, that's how you get indigestion. Maybe even pass on, all right? So there's a process. There is a way that you can do your steps. And notice how it kind of naturally funnels towards the middle, okay? We're breaking concepts down so we can get it towards the middle. All right. Well, so you will multiply the 56 and the 9, Mia. Because multiplication comes before addition or subtraction. Okay. Yep, no sugar either. I know, right? No seasoning, just grace. Okay. Repeating what again? What, the whole thing? Okay. Okay. So right now we're getting it down so we can simplify it. Okay, we're getting it down so we can simplify it. Let's see if we can get with another one. So we won't go, so your girl won't go all kinds of cray-cray. I'm like, what, the whole thing? Okay, so remember, for people that are coming in, and if you are new to this channel, welcome in, okay? Or if you've been here before, remember, anything that I do, this is what I do. I take all my recordings. If you ever want to know where the replays, you go here, you type in here, and if you can do these 5 things, that will be amazing. I usually put something up like maybe once, maybe twice. So it's not going to be when you get the notifications, you're going to see Audrey, and you're going to be like, oh my God, Audrey's so annoying. Like, no, because Audrey doesn't have much of a life, but she's still got a life, you know? So if anything, if you go here, you're going to see TikTok Lives. Okay, there's a playlist that says TikTok Lives, and all of my videos from February 2nd is there. So give me some time to get this one up and ready for you, because sometimes it takes a little longer, usually Friday nights and Saturday, but it'll definitely be up by tomorrow morning, if anything. Okay? All right, that's where you can go. All right, lovely. From yesterday, it should be up there. It's not up there? Unless I probably didn't. That's not. I wouldn't be at all surprised or shocked if it wasn't, but I'll double check. Okay. If it's not, I'll double check. If not, I'll just do that tonight because that should be downloaded. Yeah, I'm not doing volume, Mrs. Strawberry. Okay, so if you need assistance, I have my tutoring service. Just go ahead and hit the Service Plus button and then send me a message. Or you can just DM me and then I'll check the request sections and then I'll get back to you. Okay. So you always want to do what's inside the parenthesis first before you do distributive property. So how I got 72? Sure. So 72 was your 12 times 6. So 12 times 6 gives you 72. The dot means multiplication. Okay. Saying we got 116, addicted 116. You solve the inside first if it's correct. Yep. Order of operation. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay. $50 million questions when we use this breakdown in real life. Well, DG, you definitely use this breakdown in real life. You use it for recipes. You use it for how you make decisions. Everything has an order. So are you going to, especially with recipes, all right, you got 5 extra people. The recipe only asks for 4. So how much more are you going to be adding on? Also, making decisions, doing your budget, doing your bills. Now, this stuff you do, okay? Rational functions, that's usually for advanced stuff. But for basic stuff, order of operations, yeah, you use that every day. You just probably just don't realize it. Okay. All right, so I'm seeing 115s, I'm seeing 116s. You're welcome. Some of this in your statistics class, good. Yeah. Somebody is saying 106. We got 115. Decimal means multiplication. Not the decimal, the dot. The dot means multiplication. Yes. Okay, dot and parentheses. We're trying to get away from the x because when you guys write 5xx, then all of a sudden you can confuse and you say, oh, it's 5x squared. And you're like, no, you're just trying to multiply 5 times x, which should be just 5x. So when you see XX, you're thinking, oh, I got to square that. That's how your brain registers it, right? Yep, this is not porn. Let's stay away from the porn, okay? There we go. All right. Sister Sally, you got too many S's. You only need one S. One S, and then something's got to be an A. All right, so we got 116, 116, 10 plus 16. Okay, we're looking at that. Then you crash out. No, you're not going to crash right out. Yeah. All right, so then you got your 116s. All right, so I'm seeing a lot of the same numbers, okay? We're getting better now. No more of this 28 different numbers coming up here, so something must be clicking. All right, so please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So we're doing what's inside the parentheses. So let's start here. So we have 6 plus 4. That gives me the 10. And that's being squared. Okay? Bring down our plus sign. We got stuff going on inside of this parenthesis. We have addition and division. Remember, multiplication and division always comes before addition and subtraction. So we need to combine these two. Okay, so inside our parenthesis, we have 11 plus 5. Okay. Here we still have stuff inside of a parenthesis, so that would be 11 plus 5. That gives us our 16. Now we're going to talk about this exponent. So 10 to the second power. It is not 12. It is not 20. Okay? It is 10 times 10. This exponent is telling this base, hey, you need to multiply with yourself. Okay, so 10 times 10, that gives us 100. Now, all we have is our addition. So 100 plus 16 gives us our 116. Very nicely done, everyone. Very nicely done. You just learned. Yay! Okay, I'm not battling anybody because we ain't got time for that. We're trying to learn. I want to come up and talk. Get your own platform, baby. Here we go. I'm so proud of y'all. Yes. Okay. Well, thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Okay. Okay, I love it. There we go. All right, so let me give you right now in school. Not a problem. Not a problem. Thank you so much. And Drawn, how are you? Welcome in. All right, so if you guys want to support a tutor before I put the next one up, please consider like a little bit of Cash App in there. Okay, we got our $ACG Math 13. Okay, if not this week, we're going to be doing it to the end. My birthday is next week. Okay, next Friday, a little bit of celebration with our little bit of math. I am actually going to probably come on live a little early on Saturday. To be selfish, if I may, I would like to do a little different with the celebration for me for this one. It's the 53. Odd numbers is just weird. Okay, it's just weird. After 21, it's just like, what's about the odd years? I would like to do something for myself. I want to take myself out for dinner. That's what I would like to do. So if any kind of donation, that would be amazing. But we're going to do that on Friday. I'm probably going to do this almost forever. Because, we all know with the gifts, and after all your hard money, and all of a sudden I look, I'm like, oh, 20 cents. Wow, let's see if I can pay my mortgage with that. It's all kinds of funny. Yes, I know, Elba, yours is next Friday. 45. Oh, 45. What was I doing? I was 5 years into a marriage. Yeah, that's not anymore. Being divorced is not too bad. But when your ex took out some accounts and under your name without you knowing until after the divorce, and then people are knocking on your door saying that you owe him money. Yeah, that's all kinds of fun. Let's do this. But anyway. All right. So let's give this one. I know. Spawn of Satan. What time on Friday? Probably like 6 o'clock like I did today. I'll probably do the same thing. The Ultimate Math Notebook. I'll see if I can type it in. Let me put that as a holder. Stay. Okay. You need it now? Okay. So I just typed it in under ACG Math Tutoring, the Ultimate Math Notebook. Okay. All right, so Taj is saying 33. South Africa is saying 53 minus 5 divided by 6. 2. Is this uno? Probably butchered the hell out of that. I'm sorry. So it's like 33. Not a problem. Okay, Big Al said 33. Jen said 33. Probably a couple other people said 33. Let me scroll up. You stopped counting a long time ago. See, I don't mind aging. I really don't. Because it shows I've been here for a minute. And I think eventually, Mia, awesome with the 33. I think ultimately that's what I like to do. Just what am I leaving behind? We don't see the exponent. You don't see the 2? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Puzzle piece. Okay. Okay, so I can't wait till my book's coming. I know, seriously, and so am mine. Aren't you supposed to do 11 plus 10, then divide the answer by 2? So remember, From left to right, multiplication and division comes before addition or subtraction. Okay, just got 11/16. Jordan Square got 33. Now, yes. Division first. There we go. 33. Or is it 10 divided by 2? Its own equation. So that's the division. Okay, so 48 over 31. Okay, we've got a bunch of 33s. Lovely, Alba, Jenny. Sorry, I just love that. And drawn. Okay, backwards. Okay, Alba. All right, let's take a look. Okay, let's take a little look. I see a couple people with the 33s. Okay, all right, so let's take a look. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So please, that's the parentheses. So right here, okay, where's my little piece of paper? Let me cover this part up. So we're just focusing just on this. Now, if you notice, there's addition and there's subtraction that's inside. We have to go from left to right. So inside of this parenthesis, we have 10 plus 43. So that will give me 53, right? And then 53 minus 5, that's 48. So that's what, I know sometimes I gotta double check, especially today. Okay, so that takes care of this parenthesis. There's a division sign, so I'm gonna bring that bad boy down. Then we have our 6 plus our 5 squared. Now, our 5 squared, so let me cover this up so we can focus on it. So now we took care of our parentheses. All we have is that 48. Now we have to take care of our exponent. So our exponent is 5 squared. 5 squared is not 10. It's not 5 times 2. It's 5 to the second power. So that's 5 times 5, which gives me 25. Bring down the plus sign, bring down the 6, bring down the division sign, bring down the 48. Okay. Now, we have division and we have addition. So we have to, from left to right, division comes before addition. So 48 divided by 6, that gives me 8. Bring down the plus sign, bring down the 25. Okay. So now we have our 8 plus 25. That's when you get your 33. Okay. Okay, talk to me. Okay, so for those that got all these other numbers. Okay, the main thing clueless, not to say you're clueless, which I need for you to change your name. So the main thing is you have to operate from left to right. Okay, you have to operate from left to right. So we couldn't, so in this case we had to do the division. Okay, after we do our exponent, we had to go from left to right. We had to do the division before addition. Okay, you have to follow that. All right. Okay. Okay, so yes, this is algebra. Why are you looking for a college algebra course? with the chemists. Are you sick? What's going on? Adding before dividing. Yes. Okay. Always multiplication. Oh, you miss high school? I know. Telling you, life was simple. When you were young, you couldn't wait to get old. Now you're old, you're like, ugh, this adulting sucks. Like, yeah, I can get up and do a couple things, but then there's limitations on it. You know, like, I don't have any money. No one wants to take me on vacation just because they want to take me on vacation. It's all kinds of crazy. All right? Right? All you wanted to do was just eat candy whenever you want. That's all you wanted. That's all you really wanted is just eat chips and eat, like, for me, it was like Three Musketeers bar. Like, I just wish the clouds were just like chocolate and I can eat it all day. No, we don't have all that. You can get Musketeers bar. But still, you got to do all kinds of crazy stuff. Exhibit A. If you want to support your tutor, support your tutor. Yeah, so that's what we did. Okay, grade 7. Trying to take the math placement for college. Oh, okay. Okay, so you're taking the AccuPlacer. Yeah, so I definitely, because the AccuPlacer, if you score high on the AccuPlacer high enough, you can go right into college algebra. So if you're looking for a course and it's self-paced, this is the perfect thing for you. Okay, and for my videos, I'm gonna tell you right here now, my videos are like 20 minutes long. They're meaty. Okay, it's not like, okay, yeah, we just did this and we totally skip a step. Like, say, all right, so this is what we got. We got like 72 minus 16 plus 9, and your answer is 233. Aren't you excited? And you're like, whoa, Shakita, bring it back. What did you do in between from here to here? How did that happen? You're like, oh, okay. Well, then on the next video, you can get this. No, like for me, I go just like how I do on here. I break it down step by step. Okay. Now you can always fast forward. You can always pause. If I'm about to do a practice problem, because first I do example problems, then I do additional example problems, then I do practice problems. And if you pause it, you can write down the problem, try to do it yourself, and then push play and then compare your answers. Okay? After we do the practice problem, we close things up with an exit ticket. So you do the problem yourself, and what happens is for the first part of the next video is the answer of that exit ticket. And after you get that, and if the concept, you get it, fast forward, go to the next part. Okay, use what you need to use. There are also practice problems and answer keys, as well as quizzes to kind of help you guide yourself along the way. Okay, so you can go here again. Okay, that's where you can find this. Okay. And if you're doing T's test, if you're doing anything that's algebra that's not listed, maybe you're doing a high school equivalency. That's what GED is meant for us here on the East Coast. Some people use different other letters. But if you want to, you can do the foundation of algebra. Okay? All right, if you're doing the T's test. Okay? Awesome. Let's see. No, I don't do calculus. That is not my jam. I mean, I can, but no. No. I like to do stuff step by step, and I like to help people that are in the building of the process. The U.S. You can't tell by my accent? You can't tell by my Philly accent? Saying, this is my John. No, I haven't said John in forever. Oh my gosh. But at the same time, again, if you want a copy of my notebook. Now, that's the one thing I forgot to mention. So I did mention that this is for Algebra 1, for Algebra and Algebra 1 because of the resources in the back of the book. I do have one for Algebra 2 and Calculus. I'm waiting for that to come in so I can show you that. But also, if you're a lefty, They don't have this on the A, but if you're a lefty, I do have a left-handed book. Look at that, a true left-handed book, okay? For all my lovely lefties out there. No more killing yourself right here for the increase. And I actually dedicated this to my father, who has passed on. But believe it or not, both my parents are left-handed. So what happened to me? Okay, a little ampy on some things. Okay, so this is also part of my book sale. Okay, so books, all books are on sale for $10.29. So, but you have to put it through this. Okay, not the A. The A wouldn't let me take the discounts off. I don't know why. I don't know why. All I know was like 2 hours of pure frustration. And then at the end, they're like, no, we don't do left-handed books. Okay, virtual middle finger. But if you want my notes, if you want a copy of my notes and you're just like, Audrey, I like your notes. Like, can I have that? Okay. So here's my thing. I have what's called Audrey's notes. And with Audrey's notes, it's actually a copy, a color copy of all the notes that I use here on TikTok. And what I do, and some people like this, so, give the people what they want. Okay? So if I do this book right here, it deals with matrices. If you notice at the bottom, or close to the bottom, there's a QR code. If you scan that QR code, it will take you directly to the live that I did for these pages. So this was matrices, adding, subtracting, and we had the scalar multiplication back in April. All right, so if you're interested, all you do is scan, and then you can use my notes to follow along. It's great for remediation. It's great for homeschool parents that are like, you're starting to get into a curriculum where you're like, I don't know what's going on. But the only thing about this, just like my lives, it is not consistent. So it's not like based off of a curriculum. It's just what I felt like teaching that day. Okay, we're not doing any lives. Okay. So if you do want this, if you like it, I have books 1 through 5. Again, you just scan on the QR code. And then once you do that, you just go straight to the live and it breaks down the whole concept for you. And you just follow along. So some people like it, some people don't. That's fine. So this is also going to be on sale for the $10.29, just for the month of September. And then it goes back up to the $22.97. Okay. All right. Nope, Kramer's Rule's not in there. No. Okay. The sum and the cubes of factoring. Yep. Okay. Can I have the QR code? You can just go to the YouTube channel and type in cubes, sum of cubes, difference of cubes. Okay. So which one for the AccuPlacer? My suggestion will be like book 3 will kind of give you an idea, but if you want to, this is only part of what is going to be on the AccuPlacer. Your best bet, if you're going to start from beginning to end, is to get the course. Okay, I'm working on a workbook that will cover these courses, but that takes time and that takes energy. It also takes money. Okay, so, okay, guys, I am not calling anybody up. So there's no co-hosting. I don't do co-hosting on my platform. Okay. All right. Burley boy, how are you? Do you have college algebra 1, college level? Well, if you're doing college algebra, it's basically algebra. It's a mixture of algebra 1 and algebra 2. Okay. So you're going to deal with basically everything that's on here in addition to some of the geometry that's in there. So I would say your foundations of algebra, because it has some of the statistics in there as well as the geometry and probability. Okay. But if you're already in a college algebra class and you just need some assistance, I also do private tutoring. All right, cool. Nice. Renee. How are you? Oh, yeah, you did change your name, which is good. I know you. I know you. I know you. Do I ship to Jamaica? Stay calm, asked. Oh, do I ship to Jamaica? They ship internationally. So they have to, but you know how DHL is. Girl, you might get that like next month, but hey. But they do ship internationally. Thank you, man. Okay, can't wait to get mine. Awesome. You missed the exit tickets for real. Okay. Mm-hmm. Future educators. All right. Okay. So if you guys are looking for, I'm in Maryland. One part that I can't understand. You have one part that you can't understand. Which part can you not understand? So paying for the books, you will go here. Okay, so we go here for the books. I'm going to take this down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. If you want the courses, you can go here. Okay. And also for this, I can say this. All right. So that might be easier for you to get into this if you just go here. All right. And then if you scroll down, you'll see all the courses. Okay. Thank you for the applause. In math, jumping. In math, your toddler is jumping. Okay. If you live in another state, yes. I have students on the West Coast, East Coast. And the only Midwest is Texas so far that I have. But I'm open to tutor everywhere. Okay, so you can't understand math. That's what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, so if you can't understand math, my suggestion, 1, go through this. Because I also give discounts to my tutoring if you buy the course. Because there's going to be certain things that, okay, I get it, but I think I need for you to explain it one more time. And that's not a problem, okay? So I can definitely do that. But if you're like in the beginning stages, like, dude, I haven't seen math in forever, go here and get these. If you're just starting out with getting your GED and you're not in a program, start here. And I'm not saying that as a money grubbing thing. I'm saying that for truth. Because you're going to need something that's going to start with the different types of numbers all the way and including those rational functions that you're going to see, the equation of the line, system of equations, a little bit of geometry with the area and perimeter, as well as Pythagorean theorem and also trig functions. You're going to see probability. You're going to see permutation and combinations. You're going to see measures of central tendency with the measure of variance with the mean, median, mode, and range. Everything from beginning to end. So basically a lot of Algebra 1 with some Algebra 2 components. So that's why AccuPlacer, that's going to help you out a lot. So the higher you score, the less of those intermediate classes you have to take. So then you can go straight to college algebra. Okay? You don't have to get 100% on the test, but it will be nice to get it pretty high so you can get into college algebra. So now you're paying for a class that you're actually getting credit for. Okay. As a child, I struggled horribly with math. Yep, same here, Grandma. Been a budget analysis for 41 years, right? I know it don't make sense. That's God. He's just telling you this is where you need to be. This is where you need to be, right? There's another website like yours in Austin. Okay. But here's my thing. It's not me. So it could be something like me. I didn't I'm going to be truthful. I didn't invent math. So I just like to break things down one-to-one, simple. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to close it off. I'm sorry, Big Al. So when I was in college, struggled with this. Okay, great live. Thank you, everyone. All right, any more questions? Okay, so tomorrow I will be on at 10:30 for my GED people. So we're going to dig a little deeper with getting those like terms. And I'm going to start off with that. And then I'm going to do some dig deep, like some sample GED questions, which to be on the lookout for an event. Okay, so I'm going to post an event. It's a $5 session. We're on for like an hour and 15 minutes. And we're going to be doing a lot of GED type questioning, how to break it down, how to, do your POE, your process of elimination. Okay, so we're breaking on that down. So that's starting at 10:30 tomorrow morning. We'll be going live again at 6 tomorrow evening. That's the free version, which I'm going to be doing like terms. So distributed property and combining like terms. A lot of people are still struggling with that. Maybe identifying what a like term is and so forth. And then on Sunday at 11 o'clock, we're going to be having the ASVAB deep dive. And then 6 p.m. we are going into, what did I say we're going into? 6 p.m. we're going to be looking at midpoint and distance formula. So that will be our free. So I'm only coming on twice. That 3 times last week damn near killed me. I just don't have the stamina like I used to, darlings. Okay. So 10:30 tomorrow, freebie 6 p.m. and all of them are Eastern Standard Time. Okay, please calculate, make the adjustments. Yes, I'm Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, last time for me begging. If you actually like the live, support the tutor, ACG Math Tutoring 13. Okay, if you want to cash at me. For those that did, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. But we will be on. This is what's going to be an ongoing thing. All right? No problem, Jess. No problem, Jen. Appreciate it. I just want to do it one more time. Jenny! Jenny! I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's just very fun to say. All right. All right, everyone. Have a lovely night. Times again, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Actually, if you go to my platform or whatever profile, there we go. If you go to my profile, I do have the schedule pinned. So it has all the times on there. And I think that's the updated one, if I'm not mistaken. And then my middle initial is... Oh, your middle initial is A? Uh-huh. Jen A. That's cool. So all the times and what I'm going to be doing, especially for the deep dives, is also on my platform. Okay? Yours too is an A? Aw. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your night. Stay safe because I don't have bail money. And then continue to be awesome. I greatly appreciate you each and every day. All right, take care. See you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.